With the ongoing coronavirus pandemic, trying to have, plan, or host a wedding has become an even more complicated business than usual. Amanda Craig and Josh Bradley were set to have their wedding on March 28th, but have had to postpone it because of the outbreak.
So thankfully, Governor Wolf kind of made the decision for us
Mhm.
because we were struggling with it that weekend. Do we postpone? Do we push forward?
Mhm.
And then whenever he came out and said, recommended shutting down non-essential businesses, we kind of took that as
Yeah.
a cue that
It was
a
our
caterer and
easy
a DJ
decision.
aren't necessarily essential.
Mhm.
Mike Trelease and his fiancee Alicia Beachy are currently scheduled to have their wedding on May 2nd and are hopeful that they can still have it.
Everything's such up in the air. All we can do is be hopeful. There's nothing we could do differently, and there's nothing we could have done differently. It is what it is. We're healthy and alive and not sick, so
And have food. So
we're just thankful for that.
One Barn Farm director, Jenna Pick, is hopeful that their venue is able to go on as normal for their upcoming season.
So we only do one wedding a weekend, which really for us is different than other venues because we only have a short season. We start at the end of April and then we finish the end of October. So for us, we might get, I think if we would fill up completely, it's like 24 weddings for the season.
So our ceremony was supposed to be at the Lutheran Church on 3rd Street, and then our reception was at Iron Front on Market Street. So yeah, right down the street, very, very convenient for everybody, but except during a pandemic. So
Our caterer has a cutoff date of like 4/20. That's when we have to give him all of our numbers. So we're using that as our kind of go no go date to say if things kind of
Calm
seem like
down.
they're calm and on the uptick by then positively, then I mean that's what we're kind of hoping for at this point. But
So what we're dealing with right now basically is that a lot of the couples are just nervous because they have their wedding date booked and the caterers, everything is involved. And so if by chance we can't have weddings in May and June, we have to find them another date and then then we also have to coordinate with their caterers. But we are definitely doing everything in our power to make sure they have their wedding. We will make sure it's the perfect day, regardless if we have to change the date.
well, we are rebooking everything currently and working with all our vendors.
Amanda made a spreadsheet that had all of our vendors and all of their available months and dates and everything.
Yeah.
They were kind of going through and seeing how many we can get on each day and how we can have the most similar wedding to what we had planned.
it's insanely difficult. So we had a call with our venue who was really great to work with, and just talking about options. But even that, it's hard to know what option to take. How if we have to push it, how far do we have to push it? We don't know. There's so much uncertainty.
I met with the owner a week ago because I knew there were some brides that were getting nervous. And what we did is we picked some dates so that if by chance the June weddings can't happen and the May wedding, we have 4 dates in July that we are not going to book to anyone. We're just going to reserve those for right now so that those 4 weddings can just move to that if they want to. Now, if they want to go next year because they want a May wedding or a June wedding, then we will give them that option and we will do our best to help them with caterers, basically help them have the day they want.
We can't outweigh any of our friends and family or loved ones' health and safety either. So I mean, the decision itself, to postpone, was easy just because we want everyone to be safe and healthy. But it's definitely hard to say, okay, wait another 4 to 6 months to get married and to have everything back to the way you had originally designed it. So
obviously we'll be out of some time and some effort and some funds, but I worry more about our guests if they're traveling, and making sure that they feel comfortable coming. But otherwise, we're still very lucky. We'll still get married at some point.
We'll get married one way or the other.
it's going to happen one way or the other. I mean, whether we have the whole big shindig, I don't know, but at this
It
point
might end
we're
up
playing
with
it.
us just throwing a party at some point.
Yeah, surprise wedding, who knows? I mean, putting it all out there.